All right. So I'm just now recording this. Just now recording this like a couple seconds, couple minutes after WrestleMania Night 1 just happened. I have it still on my monitor. It's what I've been watching on. And of course, the kickoff, the not kickoff, the pre-show, post show, not pre-show. Sorry if you hear some background stuff. My mom and dad are watching some in the living room. But it is time, of course, for the Night 1 review. Of course, I didn't do this last year's WrestleMania, but I did do this for the two-night SummerSlam. So we'll be doing, of course, that. But a lot happened in Night 1, especially in the main event, which, of course, will probably be my longest thing that I will talk about in this video. Before we get into this video, I just totally freaking blanked out. Before we get into this video, don't forget, guys, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification about future upcoming videos here on the BrewCrew channel. And I do want to say, if you see behind me, I did get a new chair. I got a new chair. It's much bigger than my other one, and also it's more quieter, because if you guys know, my other one was kind of loud every time when I did this, because you guys see that I do this a lot in my videos. I didn't, of course, my previous video, because my previous video I was standing. I am going to be sitting for this video and probably the next video, so you guys know I have the standing desk and all that. But anyway, again, don't forget to do that stuff before that, so you guys can be notified for future upcoming videos here on the channel, and especially for Night 2's review. We'll talk more about that later, but let's go ahead and get into our WrestleMania Night 1 review. So we're going to go ahead and start off, of course. The first two matches were, of course, free on ESPN2. The first hour of WrestleMania was of course on ESPN2, which was pretty good. I did do that, and then of course moved to my monitor because ESPN is finicky on my TV for some reason. But the first match was of course the six-man tag match, ISO Speed and the Vision versus Knight and the Usos. And now, for an opening match, it was an alright match. We saw a little bit of speed. I kind of actually did not watch a lot of this match because I was kind of back and forth watching and all that, watching the match. I do want to say the stage real quick before. Stage is definitely, in my opinion, sort of a downgrade, but I do want to say the stage does look pretty cool with the lighting and aesthetics, and especially with the entrances. Definitely a really cool stage, but definitely sort of a downgrade from last year's, because last year's was really, really good. But not a bad. I know some people don't like it. That's their own opinion. They can like it, not like it. It is what it is, but the stage was pretty cool, and the setting and all that was pretty cool as well, so I definitely enjoyed this setting. I do know, of course, we do know that the match card themes are different for both nights, especially for this WrestleMania as well, so I guess we'll see if they do that for tomorrow night, which I'm really looking forward to, because I kind of like that one better than whatever Mad Max thing that they're doing here with that. But anyway, back to the match. Sorry I got off that tangent, but there was a big moment for ISO Speed. Of course, the Vision, or not the Vision, the Usos and LA Knight got the win over the Vision ISO Speed. Logan Paul attacked ISO Speed because Speed did, of course, kind of get involved towards the end of, like, kind of costing them the match. But then sort of a face turn for Speed. He got a WrestleMania moment doing amazing frog splash to Logan Paul on the announce table from the top of the post right there. So kind of a good way to start it with something alright. Not a great match or anything, pretty alright. I mean, it's kind of hard saying that, especially when you have the Usos and LA Knight, but pretty okay match, alright, but it was a pretty good way to start off the show. So yeah. The next match was, of course, the unsanctioned match between Jacob Fatu and Drew McIntyre. Now, I do want to say, I do wish there was maybe a little bit more in this match. I do, and I think a lot of fans would probably say this, wish they would have put in, I don't know, I don't want to say better spots, but maybe make it more physical. Like, what I mean by that, blood being a part of it. I do want to say, if you see the lighting all over my face, it's because I have my monitor on, having the pre-show on right now, just cause. But anyway, back to the match. But the match was still good. Was still a war. There was still amazing spots with both of them, and of course Jacob Fatu came out with the win, hitting the moonsault on the table, which was a really cool spot. All in all, pretty solid unsanctioned match. I kind of, again, wish there was more to the match, but it was still a brutal war. Jacob Fatu came out with the win, which I had predicted to win. Of course, Drew McIntyre apparently continues his tradition of grabbing his phone from a family member or whoever. I'm pretty sure it was his brother. I think is who it was. I think is who it was or something. I don't know. But and then of course posting it on like social media or whatever. But anyway, but anyway, my of course prediction came true with Fatu winning. The next match, of course, gets to technically the first big WrestleMania moment for today, and actually, shockingly enough, I'm talking about it while, of course, what's happening right now on the post show. If you guys know what I mean, the first match of WrestleMania being exclusively on the ESPN app is the women's Fatal 4-Way Tag Team match. Now, of course, I didn't talk about this in my prediction video. Of course, if you guys know the stuff that was happening with Nikki Bella with an ankle injury, she apparently was not cleared before this, and they still had it as a Fatal 4-Way. They didn't change it. They didn't take him out the match. They didn't replace him or anything. So it was still a Fatal 4-Way match. But them being the last ones coming out, Nikki Bella said, don't want to ruin this WrestleMania moment for Brie. She made a call. Who is that call? None other than the returning Paige. Now, I do remember earlier in the day, or yesterday I believe it was, I was seeing the stuff online that Paige signed with WWE or was rehired or something with WWE, and I thought it was a rumor, thought we were going to see her return on after WrestleMania, which was kind of going to be a bummer because of us knowing that she was going to return at some point. Not knowing that it was going to be here at WrestleMania, teaming with Brie, and a little bit of me, because of course my prediction was either the Bella Twins or Bayley and Lyra to win this match. And then of course I kind of just went straight, yeah, they're going to have Paige and Brie win. The match, all in all, was a pretty good match. I mean, I know kind of overshadowed, but the match was a pretty good, solid Fatal 4-Way Tag Team match. Of course, a big moment for Paige winning it, becoming champions with Brie. Definitely can't wait to see where this goes, and especially not only with them as champions, but with Paige being back in WWE. I'm definitely interested to see. I do a little bit wish that Bayley and Lyra would have won, because it was a perfect moment for them, because of what happened last year at WrestleMania, but kind of overshadowed that, not overshadowed, but kind of put that out the picture when Paige came back, and we knew they were going to happen, and and the reason why I said that before with the post show is because they're on the post show right now talking and all that. So, luckily enough, but Paige and Brie get the win. See what happens. Now next, we stay on the women's side of things with the Women's Intercontinental Championship. AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch. Both had some pretty good entrances and all that. And honestly, it was another good match. I mean, these two have had really good... Holy crap. There's the rain. I'm so sorry if you heard that out of nowhere. It's raining right now, so I am so sorry if you hear rain in the background. So sorry. But anyway, back to that after I just got distracted. Another good match. These two definitely put on some really good matches. I think they have really really good chemistry, whatever you want to say. But the chemistry is there between the two. And of course, the addition of Jessica Carr, because I'm kind of a fan of the thing with Becky Lynch not liking Jessica Carr, who's a referee, sort of being the one. And then, of course, the ending in controversy with the top turnbuckle. But Becky came out to win. I think I did have AJ winning this, but sadly, of course, Becky does win. Hopefully, if I'm in my honest opinion, I hope this title reign is her last title reign in this women's intercontinental title division, because it's right now at this point that I'm really wanting someone else to kind of lead the way, and maybe Becky get another run back in the world title picture. That is what I'm hoping. But again, match was really good. Another good match between the two, and looking forward to see what happens next. Does the rivalry continue, or do we see a new challenger? And my screen just went off. It's probably because I haven't been moving around, which I don't know why it's doing that. I'm so sorry, off on that tangent. But Becky wins, new champion. Next match is, of course, the long-awaited dream match, and my goodness, I just want to go ahead and say Gunther versus Rollins by far was the match of the night, especially for night one. My goodness. I want to say these next three matches were pretty good, so these three matches were a really good ending to this match, to this night for night one, to a pretty solid show so far. for WrestleMania Night 1. But Rollins versus Gunther, everything was great about this match. I mean, I do want to say it did. I don't want to say it started off hot, and then there was a couple of slow points, and then finally, like, once they started going and the crowd started getting into it. Sorry, there's a bug flying around me. The crowd started getting into it, and it was like, okay, yeah. So many great spots happened. So many great moments happened. There was near falls. It was a great match. It lived up to the expectations, really, by everybody, even for me. I was definitely back and forth of who I wanted to win. Of course, Gunther would come out with a win, but with a little bit of help of returning Braun Breaker, of course, spearing Seth Rollins with the referee, of course, being distracted. He would come out over a spear and sort of help Gunther win, who, of course, would put Seth Rollins to sleep. Excuse me, who would, of course, put Seth Rollins to sleep with the sleeper hold and all that. And then, of course, we had that unbelievable moment, Braun just running down the ramp, spearing Seth Rollins. And yeah, so I'm definitely looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to see where that goes. I'm honestly looking forward to see what Gunther is going to be involved in this, or what Gunther is going to do, especially with Paul Heyman, how that's going to be in the fray. So I'm really interested to see how that goes. But all in all, even with the introduction of Braun and him technically helping Gunther, the match overall was great. And thank goodness the return doesn't really overshadow the match. It's a great match. Really great match. I would definitely want to rewatch this match at some point down the line, but Gunther with the win. The next, of course, is the co-main event for the Women's World Championship. The Women's World Championship, which of course featured the champ Stephanie Vaquer versus the Women's Royal Rumble winner Liv Morgan. Of course, she had the interesting choreographed entrance, dancing to her song. I believe is going to be her new theme, which I'm honest with you, I don't really like because I like her other theme, but it just is what it is. To that, pretty interesting choreographed dance in that. But Stephanie had a really good one. There was a really good entrance for her. But this match was really good. Liv won, getting her WrestleMania moment. This, I believe, was her first WrestleMania win. So I really do like that she got her WrestleMania moment, and we get to see her back. We get to see her back as a women's world champion. I mean, I know there's mix with Liv Morgan, but Liv Morgan is really good. She's one of my favorites that I've watched over the years, especially seeing her grow from what she was and now, of course, like to what she is now. It's been really great to see. And Stephanie was, of course, great in this match. There was a little bit of help from the Judgment Day with Raquel and Roxanne, but Liv came out on top. And I'm definitely interested to see where Stephanie Vaquer goes. And I honestly think I do see them continuing this rivalry, because these two had some pretty good chemistry, and I would really love to see them if they do more with the two for this championship. So yeah, but Liv coming out on top, getting her WrestleMania moment. So yeah, good either way. But last but not least is, of course, the WrestleMania Night 1 main event. Now, of course, we had a pretty good promo. We, of course, see Pat McAfee. I am right now tired at this point with Pat McAfee. Then we get a pretty good entrance thing from Randy Orton. Of course, the fans, no matter what, if he's a babyface or a heel, still singing his song and all that. It's a GOAT song, one of my favorite theme songs in WWE. And then, of course, a really good entrance from Cody Rhodes with, like, sort of like a Batcave / Iron Man type theme that he did, because he had, like, 4 little pod things, and it had different attires from Cody Rhodes' like history in his career, which, like, the first attire he wore in his debut match, the dashing or undashing Cody Rhodes, like the smoke and mirrors when he had that theme song with the mask, and then of course the Stardust era, and then of course like sort of the attire he wore at WrestleMania 38 when he returned, and a really good gold attire that he had. It was a really cool attire. But the match itself kind of starts off with Pat McAfee just almost feeling like almost ruining the match, trying to get involved, but thanks to a crossroads and then a help from Jelly Roll with an elbow drop from one commentary table to the other, taking out Pat McAfee, making it just one-on-one between the two. And I do want to say it did start off pretty slow, and then kind of once like they started doing some outside the ring action, and of course the introduction of blood being into this match and the crowd starting getting behind it, that's kind of when this match kind of goes from, okay, like this is kind of serious, and they just like turned it up. So many great spots, great moments, and of course you also saw like Cody Rhodes going to sort of that dark place to try to stop him, like he needed to go to that dark place and whatever. Honestly, it was a really good match. Probably one of the shocking moments of this match. Of course, after trying to go for a Cody Cutter, he gets caught with the RKO, but Charles Robinson is down. Before that, Cody does like the eye poke to Randy, and Randy is like pretending he's blind and all that. He looks at Charles Robinson, who's the ref, RKO's him, not knowing that it's Charles Robinson, thinking it's Cody or something. And then Cody tries to go for the Cody Cutter at some point. Mostly after he blocks a low blow from Randy, he does a low blow onto Randy. Goes to set up the Cody Cutter, gets caught with the RKO, and then Pat McAfee with a neck brace on runs down with a referee shirt on, potentially being a referee, goes for a count, kick out by Cody. And this is the most confusing part, and this is the biggest question I have, though, for this match, is when Orton's back up to his feet, along with Pat, and Pat is, like, trying to get him to, like, okay, you gotta, like, do the final move and all that, and get him down, get the championship and all that, and then out of nowhere, you just see Randy RKO Pat, and I'm just like, what is happening? And then that apparently distracts him enough, for Cody to hit the crossroads on Randy and get the win. So Cody comes out with the win. This match honestly was pretty good. Like I said before, it gets good kind of halfway. It was a pretty slow-ish match at the beginning, but it kicks in at a certain point, and it's a really good point to kick in. So, and it does save the match, if I'm honest with you, because if it had the same feel like how it had at the beginning of the match, I don't think this match would have been like talked about how I'm talking about it. But it was a really good match and a pretty solid main event. Not one of the best main events, but a solid main event. But there is, of course, the moment after the match. Cody's celebrating, holding the title up. Randy out of nowhere just freaking goes swiper and just swipes the title out of his hands and hits the title onto Cody. And then, of course, for the first time, probably technically since 2020 when he brought it back, he brings back the punts Cody Rhodes, and in my opinion, that was mostly meaning they're not done with this. They're going to continue this, which I am looking forward to. I'm looking forward to see how they continue this. And with Randy RKOing Pat, I am really hoping they continue this without Pat McAfee. I hope they explain why, but I don't think they will. They'll probably just be one of those things where they just don't explain it or whatever. But you know what I mean. So we'll just have to see where that goes, but I'm looking forward to it. And honestly, I don't know if they're going to do anything for the next PLE. I really don't know, because of course probably the status of like both men, because of course during this match we saw, because before this match we knew about like apparently some sort of little injury that Randy had, and he was going to be like wrestling through it, and I think it was like some sort of back injury, because of course he has histories with his back. He almost had to retire because of a back injury, like a couple years ago, and yeah, so yeah. There was that, and I don't think they'll do something that the next PLE. Maybe they'll build up something, but I don't know if they'll do it for the next PLE unless like they're both maybe 100% or so. But I do see them doing something at like the next like big time PLE, like not at Backlash, which is the next PLE, but probably the next like big one. And my guess is they're probably going to end this at SummerSlam. I see SummerSlam being the PLE that they might end it if they go longer for this rivalry. But to not be any much longer on this, I did say I was going to be longer on this match than the others. Rhodes retains. Orton, however, has some unfinished business. I am really sorry if you are hearing like loud audio or something, because I have that because my mom and dad are watching something, even though I told them that I was recording. And I have a storm going on outside that just decided to start while I was recording. So, sorry for all that audio. But I'm going to go ahead and end here. Of course, I kind of finished off there. Kind of interesting segue. But I'm going to finish off here. If you guys made it all the way to the point of the video, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know y'all's thoughts of this night in the comments down below. And everything else as well. What y'all thought of the matches. What y'all thought of the night. Honestly, I think this was a solid night one. And I'm really looking forward to night two. So definitely got to say that. I definitely got to say that about this night one. Definitely one of the better night ones I have definitely watched, in my opinion, because it kind of started off kind of small and slow, and it had its ups and downs, like ups and definitely a few downs, if I'm honest with you. And then the final 3 matches really is what's sort of saved the show, in my opinion, with some really solid matches to end off the night. So yeah. But again, let me know y'all's thoughts in the comments down below. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did enjoy this video, don't forget, as always, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell for future upcoming videos here on the BrewCrew channel, and also have it on, make sure you guys have it on for the next review video, of course, for Night 2's review. Of course, we'll have that out whenever I will, a little bit after Night 2 is done. So yeah, whenever I'll have it out. But anyway, again, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you guys do all the stuff that I said before. And I hope you guys have an amazing, wonderful day. And I will see you guys in my next video. Peace.